Today we're bringing back an audience favorite, Denied by Insurance. If you've ever received that dreaded denial letter, or you're fighting one right now, this episode is for you. We walk you through why denials happen, what your rights are, and practical steps that you can take to overturn them. This one empowers every patient. Let's listen to the full episode. Welcome to Ask the Patient Advocate podcast, where we will discuss all things related to navigating your health. I am Dr. Elena Brelli, and I'm so excited to talk about such an important topic of private patient advocacy. Managing your health and navigating the healthcare system is challenging, but it's a lot better when we go through it together. Welcome back to a new episode of Ask the Patient Advocate podcast. Today, we're tackling an issue that frustrates so many people: insurance claim denials. Have you ever gotten that dreaded letter saying your insurance won't cover a test, procedure, or a hospital visit? It truly happens all the time. But the good news is, denial isn't always the end of the story. So today, we'll walk through why claims get denied, what you can do to fight back, and how a private patient advocate can help. Let's get started. Joining me today is Christine, a member of our team. Welcome, Christine. How you doing?
Hi, Dr. Brelli. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm doing great. Let's start at the beginning. Why do insurance companies deny claims in the first place?
Yeah, great question. Insurance companies only really know what information that they actually receive from your doctor's or provider's office or hospital. If the claim isn't detailed enough, or if something looks unnecessary based on the diagnosis that's submitted, they often may deny it. Let's look at an example. So, for example, if you went to an urgent care center and you experiencing chest pain, and the provider there ordered something called an EKG, which is a common test to evaluate the electrical conduction of your heart. However, when they submitted the billing information to the insurance company, the final diagnosis was a common cold. And in that case, the insurance might say, why would you need an EKG for a common cold? But of course, the test was absolutely necessary at the time. It just wasn't communicated appropriately to that insurance company.
Right. So if your insurance denies, something, does that mean you're stuck with the bill?
Not at all. This is where people often give up too soon. A denial is not always final, and you almost always have the right to appeal. That means that you can ask your insurance company to review the decision, and if you provide enough documentation, they may overturn it and actually pay the bill in full. And it really focuses on if you're providing the right documentation in an appropriate, timely manner, and you're truly understanding the reason why it was denied. And that's really where we help as private patient advocates, because we're very familiar with that process and carrying it out.
Absolutely right. Can you share some real life examples of when an appeal worked?
Oh, absolutely. We had one client who needed emergency surgery while traveling out of state. So his insurance denied the charges because the hospital and surgeon weren't in network. And as his private patient advocate, we stepped in, gathered documentation about why it couldn't wait. And then the insurance company overturned the denial and the bill was fully paid. And the patient got the care that he needed. Another case, I don't remember if you I'm not sure if you remember this one, Christine, but this was when we had a client who went into the ER with severe neck pain, but was only billed for cold symptoms. Well, the insurance denied it as non-emergent. With proper records and an appeal letter showing how serious her condition was, that claim was ultimately also reversed and paid in full.
That is amazing. Yeah, I remember that ER, patient. But, let's be honest, appeals sound, complicated, right? For everyone. What do you think makes the process so difficult for patients?
You're absolutely right. And I think one of the problems is that each insurance company has a different appeals process, and they often require extensive paperwork and specific documentation. It can feel overwhelming when you're already stressed about your health or finances. That's why a private patient advocate is so important. We know the language, we know the process, and we can take that burden off of patients and just really efficiently carry out and execute the steps needed to get those issues taken care of.
Right. So for someone listening who just got a denial letter in the mail, what should they do first?
Okay, so step one, don't panic. That's an important step.
Exactly.
And don't pay the bill right away. I think that's a huge, also important point to bring up is
Mm-hmm.
that many people get a bill and they pay it. With medical bills, you want to make sure that it's accurate because I can't tell you how often duplicate billing or inaccurate billing is
Yeah,
happens. So don't panic and do not pay that bill right away. Remember, you don't have to fight this alone. Give us a call and we can work through this and take this headache off of your plate.
that's totally right. This has been such an important conversation. I know a lot of people would benefit from this because denied claims can feel like a dead end, right? But as what we've learned today, you do have options, and having a private patient advocate could help you give those options.
Exactly. So whether it's understanding the denial, filing the appeal, or having a private patient advocate, step in at any point, there are ways to fight back. And many times those denials do get overturned. If you or someone you know has faced insurance denial, don't give up hope. And as always, we're here to help guide you through it all, no matter what point of this process that you're in.
Very well said, Dr. Borelli. Well, for anyone looking for help for themselves or for their loved ones, we have so many ways to reach out, to us. Give us a call at 947-517-8395.
Thank you, Christine. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope this conversation truly helps our listeners feel more confident as they navigate their healthcare journeys. Bye. Have a nice day. If you have a question for Ask the Patient Advocate, email advocate@pathwaypa.com. Managing your health and navigating the healthcare system is challenging, but it's a lot better when we go through it together.